For starters, I think I'm going to borrow a bit from Robin's introduction. So the fact that you're a truly global company, right? You're in 200 countries. You're in the Middle East, Asia, Latin America, obviously Germany and Europe, and now in the United States. How do you plan and see the differences where you want your investment to go? You talked about governance and a legal system. You talked about low-cost energy. But these are big-ticket bets that you have to make on a daily basis. So how do you go about that process?
Well, there are big-ticket bets to make because obviously in those areas we are at, like energy and infrastructure, it takes a long time. And I just came in from Boston last night, where I did have investors' conferences. There are sell-side people talking about, Siemens. They give a lot of unasked advices how I should run the company. And they said, how can you possibly, now acquire Dresser-Rand when oil prices go down and the cycle of oil and gas is going to come to an end? And I said, look, I can, because I'm not in for a quarter. I'm in for the next generation of this company. And I did take that job last year, just about a year ago, not because of money, not because of being a powerful CEO with some power which is nothing but given for a period of time. It was about that I want this company to be a better company for the next generation. Because this is what ownership culture is all about. That's what we owe our next generation. Every owner of a company, every owner of a small business who have gotten that business from his or her father has a very natural desire to give it away in a better shape to the next generation. And that's what we owe to our people, to our employees. That's what we owe to our country. That's just what makes a difference in the end. And I call it ownership culture. That's what I want my company to be. Act as if that was your own company. And if I do it different, I said, please act as if that was your own country. And then all of a sudden politics moves to statesmen and stateswomen. Because politics is about majority of votes for a limited period of time. And statesmen and stateswomen do the right thing for their country even though they lose the job. Everything which made Germany the most powerful country in Europe for the last 10 years is being based on Chancellor Schröder's Agenda 2010. He lost the job. He didn't get re-elected, but he did the right things. And I tell you something, in 10 or 20 years from now, when the history books are being written about who were great leaders in Germany, there's not going to be something in there how often people have got re-elected. It's in there what people did for their country. And that's why it is so important that you seek the dialogue together, government, industry, leaders of companies to make their country and the society work. And that's why we go out and talk. And sometimes people say, look, why don't you just take care of your company rather than do big debates and speeches in Washington, which you better go home and take care of your, of your business. But then who needs to let people know if not the ones who go around all places, as you mentioned, Middle East and elsewhere? And we have been investing into this country here in the United States because we believe this is the place to be for the next generations. There is no such thing out there as the biggest economy in the world, right? The people who spend money privately and publicly, and people who's got technology and have a very stable political system with hardly any geopolitical impact on the country. And if sometimes, boardrooms talk about strategy, CEOs lay out their big strategy about things, it's very often forgotten that there is also geopolitical aspects which play a role in strategy. We have to put your resources to work. And I'd rather have my 10 billion euro or US dollars spent on acquisitions and on businesses in a country which is safe, which knows how to defend itself, which is inherently an innovative country. And innovation is not always about technology. Of course it is about technology. But innovation is also about the ability to stand up if you've fallen down. Stand up if you fall down. Try it again. Better this time. Move on. And in Europe today, or Germany, Europe, anywhere, that the greatest hit is the Silicon Valley. People heard about digitalization, Internet of Things, Google and Facebook and what have you. And everyone wants to go to Silicon Valley. So they take a flight to San Francisco, drive down 101 South, which is not exactly nice. Take a U-turn in San Jose and go up 280 and fly home. And they said, I've seen the Silicon Valley. And it's all great. We got to do the same thing in Germany, or in France, or in Switzerland, or elsewhere. Well, if they should have taken, Highway 1 up north, it would be much nicer than 280. But still, they have seen nothing except that they try to copy something which you can't copy. It's not about copying the Silicon Valley, it's about understanding it. And then, we need to move and see what does it take. In Germany, if you found a business and you fail, you need to go to the judge. You're going to be taken out of business for your lifetime. Your reputation is completely gone. Don't even show up at the football game anymore because people go, that guy went bankrupt. And
it's that guy, by the way. I'm just
that guy, someone else went bankrupt, and it's over. So innovation is a cultural thing, not just technology. It's about letting people fail in the best interest of what they've been trying to do, and learn from it and move on. So there's a lot of stuff which needs to be considered, and that's about the United States. It's about culture, standing up if you have fallen down, and try better again. And people, talk a lot about this industrial revolution, Industry 4.0, Internet of Things. And everyone says, well, it's got to be Germany because Germany has an industrial base and it's all cool, and the BMWs and the Mercedes and what have you, and Siemens, of course, and others. And if I look who's got the biggest potential to revolutionize the industrial world, it's the United States. It's the United States. Not because of a high industrial base, which in a way is. It is about something else. It's about software. It is about semiconductor. And it is about the reindustrialization which is being triggered by energy and infrastructural buildup. And if you folks get that all together, this is a recipe which no one else has in the whole world. No one has. Because digitalization is about software and about semiconductors, first and foremost, and it's applying them to the industrial world. That's what it is. Nothing more and nothing less. It is about the internet, and the internet is not a myth, and the internet is very simple. The internet is very, very simple. And the internet does something in the industrial revolution, in this Industry 4.0, which it has done since the beginning. It cuts out the weak points, the weak elements of the value chain. Elements of the value chain which do not add any value to anything are being cut out. That's what the internet is all about, because it makes business more efficient. And this is also going to be applied to energy and infrastructure. So as I said earlier, if you folks only get 50% right of what you can do, this really is the country, which will show the way on industrialization, infrastructure, and energy. But then make sure that the right decisions are being made.